Hi guys, it's Nat. I hope you're all doing well. So I haven't been on for ages, it feels like, but it's been an extremely busy month, especially in Aunty Vera land. So I thought I'd come on and do a bit of a catch up and show and tell of what I have been making. Now, Aunty Vera runs, we had National Scrapbooking Day, but she likes to do National Scrapbooking Month, which is a whole heap of fun. So we, the creative team, all had to make projects for the month. And the theme was Do You Remember? So it was about memory keeping. So that was heaps of fun. So I did my project, which is here. But then, of course, it's been great fun to try and do all the other ladies' projects. But it's going to be an impossible mission for me to finish them all. So I'm trying to make a start on all of them and then see how far I get, and then I can finish them off over the next few months when I find the photos that I want to use. So now it's not too late to join in if you want to as well. All you've got to do is go and check out the Aunty Vera blog, which I will link below, and we put all our projects up there so you can follow through with our tutorials and watch our videos and see how we make the things we do, and then you can make some in your own style. Now we'd love it if you craft along with us and then put a photo of what you make up on the Crafty Vera and Friends Facebook page. That would be absolutely wonderful. If you can find the photo album that we've been putting the pictures in, then you can whack it in there. If not, I'll move them over. But we're having a bit of a competition between us creative team members. So I'd love it if you make something like my little album, put your photos up, go Team Nat. But you're welcome also to go along and do the other ladies' creations as well, because they've done some awesome things. So okay, now it's until the end of this month, so, but it didn't take me long to do my little album, so if you get started now, you should be able to get it done. You can do it with whatever papers you like. So this is the one I've made, which you might have seen already on my YouTube, so I'm just going to do a quick look at all of this. So I made a little mini album about my dog who passed away not long ago. So I used recycled cardboard for the covers and some fabric in that. So it's very colourful. I used the Echo Park I Love My Dog papers and stamps and ephemeras. So that worked out heaps cool. Absolutely love it. And it's got these little journaling cards in there as well that I made. So a few people have made them and put them up on the Crafty Vera and Friends site. So thank you very much, guys, for your support. Absolutely awesome. I was a bit scared that no one was going to come along and do it, so that would have been a bit embarrassing. So I'm very appreciative of that. And then I went along because I bought the little paper pad as well, and I really wanted to make albums for one for each of my children. So I did one for my son in brown and red tones, which is in his room, and he's asleep, so I'm going to leave him. But this is the one that I've made for my daughter. I haven't finished this one yet, though, because I had issues with my printer at the time and didn't get the photos done, but I've fixed those issues, so I think next month, when it's a bit quieter, I'm going to finish this off. But I did hers in bluer tones. So I still need to add all the ephemera and that, but that's just another way of making them with the 6x6 paper pad, and I just tied them together with string. And this time I put the journaling cards in the top, and I used the journaling cards from the 12x12 pack to make the journaling cards for this, which I can put a photo on as well. So that's turned out beautiful. She loves blue, so I think she'll like this. So that was my project for the month. So the idea is make yourself one like this. It just has to have at least 5 pages in it, a few photos and some of your memories, and be tied together like that. And then put a picture up on the Crafty Vera and Friends Facebook site. So, and yeah, go Team Nat. We're having heaps of fun competing with each other. But of course, I'm still going to try and do all of their projects too, because they're an awesome team. They are so creative. So Sue, who's on the team, made an awesome little memory journal where she's putting like things that she likes, like the tea that she likes and chocolate that she likes and things like that. And I thought, well, that's a neat idea. So I whipped up just this little, I think it only has 4 pages or something in it. I'll just take this out. Trying to remember the collection I used for this as well. I've got it around here somewhere. If I think of it, I'll put it down below, but I think it was one of your Kaiser Craft pads. So, and it was a recycled cover, so recycled cardboard that I just covered. I sewed the signature in, it's just a single signature, and these were just like the single-sided pages, but I'm going to cover the other sides of the pages as well. So, and I put little pockets in the front and back. So as you can see, I haven't actually gotten to put in any of my favourite things yet, but I did have this page which I made for another project, but I did it a bit crooked and didn't end up using it, but I'm actually going to use that in here. And I think I'll make a pocket with that, and this will be my like favourite tea page, and I'll get some of my tea bag packets and tags and that to decorate this. So that's why that's in there. So I'm looking forward to filling this up just over the course of the year, actually, when I think of something I really like. A lot of the time I'll find something I really like and then I completely forget where I got it from and why I liked it and that. So I think this is an awesome idea to keep that sort of information in. So that was Sue's. And then this one is going to be Donna's. She did a memory frame with a big frame, and she used black gesso, I'm pretty sure, around the frame edges, and she used texture paste and created some nice texture on there. I tried creating some texture on this, but because it's curved, it was like almost impossible for me. So I thought I'll leave that. So I ended up using white. It was a wood frame, and I ended up using white gesso, and I was going to paint it solid white, but I actually really like the look of the white gesso. So I just did 2 coats of white gesso and then Mod Podged over the top just to seal it. So, and then Donna backed hers with some nice, I think it was like vintage style fabric, and then she put some beautiful photos up and a whole heap of embellishments. She's amazing at her embellishing, so mine won't be anything as flashy. But I printed out some photos. Now these were all photos that I took. I went for a walk with my mum to a mount that we have here. And she was hunting for, she wanted to go and hunt for the spider orchids that only come out for a week or two at a certain time of the year. And we managed to find some. And I was amazed because all these flowers are so little and I don't really notice them, and I get a bit bored because there's not much up there. But I took photos this time, absolutely loved all the flowers. You just don't realise how beautiful they are until you see them up close. So I have great memories of that day being out with my mum up the mountain and finding all these flowers and taking photos. So I'm going to use some of those and do a memory board of that to hang in my lounge room, because they're sort of your purples and your whites and your greens. It'll go really nicely in my lounge room. So that's Donna's project. And then I finished this one the other day. Wendy did a memory, a keepsakes box, I think she called it, out of a SPC fruit box that you get your little cups of fruit in. So I managed to find one the other day. I was so excited. So I put together this box following her tutorial. So it was an awesome tutorial. And she made some journals to put in hers. Now, I don't really have time to do that at the moment. So I've made the box, and it's for me to store a couple of journals in the future. Now, it's got birds on it, so I might end up doing some little birdie journals for it. So, as I said, it's the SPC sort of fruit cut box that's been covered in their Scrap USA papers that I got from Aunty Vera. Absolutely gorgeous they are. So I die cut just some of my, I think might have been the cream cardstock that I had, and inked around it, and I used the bit that I cut out to make a tag with that fit in there nicely, and a bit of the Scrap USA papers with the eggs on. And it's sort of like straw, raffia sort of stuff that I've used for the tab there. And some die cuts of, that's the Tim Holtz funky florals dies that I use there. And then I made a little nest by just cutting a piece of cardstock and then sticking some twine to it, some string. And then I frizzed up and frayed up the string and just stuck it in some spots to make it look a bit messier. And then I fussy cut eggs from the paper and put them in the nest. So that turned out really nicely, actually. So it's quite simple. I'm not really good at over embellishing. One day I'll get good at all this layering and that, but I tend to keep things simple because that's what works for me at the moment. So it would have been better, I think, if I had a bigger lip. I did the lips a bit like small and that, but that's all right. I've never done anything like this. Well, I've tried to do stuff like this and it's never worked. It ended up in the bin, so I'm actually quite proud of how this turned out. So that's that, and that's the back. I almost made that the front, but that sort of worked better with the die cuts and that. And then the inside's covered as well. Bit crooked, but that's all right. It's nice and sturdy too. And then with the lid, I was a bit worried. Everyone's got all these nice handles and I couldn't find one at Mitre 10 and couldn't be bothered searching for them. So I just plaited some of the twine and then I stuck it down with just some of the paper. So, and that's worked all right. It's sturdy enough. So I had a bit of trouble with the lid. I didn't do my lid like Wendy's because I had a bit of a heart attack watching her do it, thinking, oh my goodness, mine will never stick. So I did mine a bit different, just layered up chipboard. But it created a fair bit of weight, so it sort of stays on there quite nicely, which is good. So yeah, really happy with that. So go check out the blog. And you can see all these projects now. I've still got another few to do. I've got to do Gina's and Sylvia's still. So, yeah, go check them out. See if you like any of them and give them a go. There's still plenty of time to do one or two of them and get your photos up on the Facebook group if you want. So, but yeah, I'd love it if you do mine. I'd so appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who has supported me. Much appreciated. So have a good day and I'll be back on shortly because I have a project to get on with. All right, see you later, guys.